The latest Netflix series is not being made because a producer had a divine inspiration or a moment of lucidity, but because a data model says it will work. Sometimes it seems that Amazon knows you more better than you know yourself when it makes buying recommendations. Can anyone guess the driving force behind these the most successful companies in this decade? Netflix recommendation system algorithm operates on its 58 million subscribers and make Netflix successful in predicting what people will watch. The targeted messages of Amazon are the result of data analytics that lets the retailing giant know when you make your purchases, how you rate them, and what other customers with similar buying habits are purchasing. As more organizations turn to data analytics as an integral part of their growth strategy, many leaders may have harbored some doubts. How will data analytics work in the real world when it comes time to make critical business decisions? Will the organizations really be able to use data analytics effectively, or will it become another fad that turns out to be more burden than the boon? But Amazon, Uber, Netflix, Flipkart, these are the companies who have not only understood the what we can say the meaning from the data, but also realized the worth of the same and utilized the strength of that data to take better decisions faster. Many companies are investing in the analytics for business forecasting. Many are developing their own niche in the domain of analytics. Companies like SAS are there from last 40 years in the domain of analytics. Avalanche of data is producing avalanche of jobs and opportunities. Only thing, the only thing which is lagging in India is future readiness of Indian graduates. If we are upskilling ourselves in this domain of business definitely there are huge chances a group of educational professionals, a platform to upskill the in-demand courses and programs in the domain of information technology. We offer these programs in a blended mode. These programs are offered in partnership with top organizations and corporates. Our programs are curated, delivered, and mentored by industry practitioners and are aimed to empower participants with practical and job relevant knowledge. Coming towards the programs, in the domain of data science, we offer 1 year postgraduate program in business analytics. This program is affiliated by AICTE and delivered by IMA. We also offer 6 month certificate program in big data engineering and big data analytics. In the domain of cybersecurity, we offer ethical hacking, and we also offer 4 month certificate program in Internet of Things. Coming towards today's webinar, today's topic for webinar is data analytics, a rewarding career. An eminent speaker for today's webinar is Mr. Sudhanshu Saxena. Mr. Sudhanshu has 12 plus years of experience in the domain of data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. He has worked as business consultant at Accenture Services Private Limited. He has also worked as business analyst at Tech Mahindra and a senior technical associate at HCL Technologies. He has also immense experience in corporate and classroom workshops. He is author of video tutorials at international level for data science and artificial intelligence and machine learning. He has taken more than 150 corporate classroom sessions in association with different training organizations. He has conducted more than 100 corporate sessions for machine learning too. He has conducted more than 150 online classes and webinars for big data. He has associated with the top MNCs for online training and guidance in big data and Hadoop. On behalf of Skillville, I welcome you, sir, for this webinar on data analytics, a rewarding career, and request you to hold the hand of our participants and explore the world of opportunities in front of them. Over to you, Mr. Sudhanshu.
Thank you so much, Priya, for your introduction, and I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. Right, I guess most of the people are available on chat. I just want everyone to be attentive on the chat, and like if I'm asking something, rather than a monotonous webinar, I want you to be interactive on this chat window so that I can see your messages, and you know, we can talk about that, right? So all right, thank you so much, guys. You guys are very active and very enthusiastic. Thank you so much. All right, so let's start the session today without wasting any further more time. And we just wanted to give you enough knowledge about different aspects of data analytics so that you can have a rocking career in this domain, right? Everybody is ready? Yeah, right? Kindly quickly get me a smiley, everyone. Right, I hope everybody is okay with that, right? Let me start the session, okay? So, all right, thank you so much, guys, for your confirmation. I hope you can see my screen as well, and you can listen to me, right? So the topic for today is like how to build a rewarding career in data analytics. And this is one of the topic which I get more than often. I get like hundreds of questions every day, wherein one of the careers like, sir, I wanted to have a stable career in data science and data analytics. How would I go about it? And this is something which everybody is curious about, right? So I'm going to unleash all those possible, you know, aspects of data analytics, and I'll give you exact dimensions of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, business intelligence, and big data, so that you can start learning those concepts and build a rewarding career in data analytics. Okay, so let's begin. So what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about data, we will talk about analytics, we'll talk about what are the tools for analytics, we'll talk about artificial intelligence, data science, business intelligence, and almost all things which are required in analytics domain. We'll talk about all these things, and we will also talk about the tools, right? And these tools which are important for doing the analytics. Now, here we will start the very first thing, which is analytics. So a lot of people get confused when we talk about analysis or analytics, right? What is analytics, and how companies are like able to earn millions because of that, right? And this is one of the questions which people ask, and most of the people are not able to understand this, right? Let me just see if you can. All right, so I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so we'll start with what is analytics. Yeah, okay, all right. So let's understand what is analytics, and after doing this analytics thing, we'll talk about more in big data as well, right? So what is this analytics, right? Now we'll talk about the official definition of analytics. Then we also talk about the different aspects of analytics, right? So if you just go by the official definition of it, right, it says analytics is the discovery, interpretation, and communication of meaningful pattern in the data. Especially valuable in areas rich with recorded information, analytics relies on simultaneous application of statistics, computer programming, and operation research to quantify the performance. Now, what exactly this definition means, right? Let's understand more and more in the definition part. It says that analytics is nothing but discovery or interpretation of the data, or we wanted to find out some meaningful patterns in the data. For example, if I show you a picture, right, of a dog, you identify that as a dog very, very soon, right? Within less than a second, right? You identify that it's a dog. Why you are able to identify? Because you have seen many dogs before, and you know the pattern of the dogs. If a different animal altogether will have the similar patterns of dog, but it is a different animal, right? You will end up getting confused whether it is a dog or not, right? So as a human or as an analyst, we actually try to find out pattern all the time in our life. So any area wherever we have data, wherever we can find out the pattern, we can apply analytics to it. And why we want to apply analytics to it? We wanted to apply analytics to describe, predict, and improve the business performance. You always wanted to predict how much business I'm going to get in next year, or how much revenue I'm going to make next year, or how many products will be sold in next year, what will be the possible revenue, where would I get loss, where would I get the profit, and so on and so forth. Now this analytics is heavily relying on multiple different softwares, and these softwares are nothing but the computer science, statistics, and mathematics. They rely on these three things together, combining them together to do some kind of analytics. Now if you go next and you understand what kind of analytics we have, so if you just talk about different kind of analytics, we have predictive analytics, we have prescriptive analytics, enterprise decision management, descriptive analytics, cognitive, big data, retail analytics, web analytics, call analytics, and there are n number of analytics which are present. But no matter what kind of analytics you are doing, you are eventually doing analytics. And if you combine all these analytics together, and you wanted to merge them, and you wanted to describe all these kind of analytics, you can describe this all analytics into 4 parts. And these 4 parts are, right, answering, these 4 parts are depending upon the answering, like what kind of question you want to answer with those analytics. So the very first question which happens, or which you get, is what happened, right? And what happened is a question which you often mostly, and it's one of the easiest thing, right? You can always explain what happened, right? In any of the case scenarios, you can always explain what has happened, right? So in analytics, you wanted to talk about why I did not achieve a certain growth, why I did not achieve the profitable target, or why I was not able to get my sales target completed, or why I was not able to get certain revenue generation, and so on and so forth. There could be n number of things, right? So first basic question in analytics we wanted to answer with the help of data is what happened. And the next question is how or why did it happen? What was the reason behind that I was not able to reach up to a certain target? Why I was not able to reach a certain goal? And the third question which comes over here, what is happening right now? Now, this becomes difficult, right? Because you wanted to harness the current trend. For example, if I am harnessing the trend of Twitter, I can tell easily, right, what is happening in my country. For example, if right now, if I just look for the tweets which are going on, they are talking about like ban China, right? So if I'm not even looking at the news, I'm just following the trends which are there in the Twitter, I can easily say that there is a movement going on which is talking about ban China, right? Something like that. What is likely to happen next? What is likely to happen next is one of the futuristic thing which we can talk, right? With the help of analytics. We wanted to talk about what is going to happen in the future. And this is one of the most difficult tasks. Now, you must have heard that machine learning and artificial intelligence are actually very much useful in predicting the future, right? And we're gonna unveil those part as well, right? But right now we want to understand what are the 4 basic questions which analytics can answer. Now, if you just look for the analytics, right, these all analytics which we have seen in the previous video, right, previous slides, basically we have seen all these slides. They can be classified into 3 types. One is descriptive analytics, the second one is predictive analytics, and the third one is prescriptive analytics. Now, descriptive analytics is just to verify or analyze the past data and understand the trend over a period of time. This is one of the, I guess, easiest way of doing the data analysis, and it requires no coding at all, right? What you need to do is you fetch up the old data, you find out the trend, you see, like, visualize the data and find out the trend. And after finding out the trend, you can generate a report that this is the reason we were able to sell this much of this X product in this region. We were able to sell Y product this much in this region, and so on and so forth. And what was our profit? What was our loss? It was all easy. It's one of the most easiest kind of analytics which you can perform. Now, if you talk about what comes under descriptive analytics, descriptive analytics is something which you do in SQL, right? What do you do in SQL? guys? I'm sure some of you might have actually run those queries as well, right? You guys must have executed those queries where it says that how many people got the salary over $1,000 per month, from January to this period of time, and what was the revenue in that year, and so on and so forth. You might have tried those queries, right? Select star from table name, right? Something of that sort, right? This is most easiest kind of analytics which you can do, right? I hope you can remember, right, your sections and your semesters. Right, so we have predictive analytics. Now this predictive analytics is future trends. Now what is this future trend which I'm trying to do over here? If things will keep on happening the same way they are happening right now, what will be the possibility I'm going to predict that, right? For example, if I am selling everything, so say on some day I sold one product, so I have a digital product, say, and I sell that product, and someday I sell 5 products, someday I sell 10 products, someday I sell 19 products, someday I sell only one, and someday I don't even sell at all. Now what I do is I take average of all of these selling portions, and I say, I'm telling you in the most layman terms, okay? I'm not getting into the details of mathematics, but we'll talk about that. So I would say, I'll take an average and I say that, okay, on an average, I am selling 5 pieces per day, right? So someday I can sell more, someday I can sell less, but on an average, I'm selling 5 pieces per day. And I would say now we are left 30 days in this quarter. So probably I'll be able to sell 150 units in the data in the upcoming days, right? So the thing is, I'm actually trying to predict how much sales I'll be getting in the future, right? There's a lot of mathematics involved. It's not that simple, right? Which I'm giving you a layman example right now, but this is how we do it. Now, the third portion is prescriptive analytics. Now, what is prescriptive analytics? Prescriptive analytics, I want your full attention over here. Prescriptive analytics will tell you alternate futures, right? What is alternate futures? So if I say, if I want to reach airport, right, from my home to from my home to airport, I take some around 60 minutes to reach. If I leave right now, right, if my time is my input, and if I leave right now, I'll take 60 minutes to reach airport. However, if I'll take 10 minutes more, I will take 70 minutes or 75 minutes to reach, because by that time, like, a lot of people will be on the road. So after 10 minutes, there will be a peak time which will be starting. So predictive analytics predicts only take up the data, the immediate data, and predicts about the future. And prescriptive analytics changes the input. What will happen if I delay my journey by 15 minutes? Probably I'll take 80 minutes or 85 minutes. Or if I just delay my journey by half an hour or 60 minutes. So if you keep changing the input, the output will keep on changing. Right? So the point which I'm trying to make over here is that we have descriptive analytics, and this descriptive analytics is actually talking about the alternate futures which are there. Okay, so we are talking about the alternate future. Now, if you just look at the graph of what kind of value every analysis generate, you can see that descriptive analytics is at the very low. Right, so you see descriptive analytics is only talking about what happened, and the value of this analytics is very low, and it is very easy also. Like on the difficulty chart on the x-axis, you can see that it is very low also, right? So if you see that descriptive analytics is over here, right? If you talk about diagnostic analytics, right, why did it happen, right? So in that case, we have to do more preparation for data, we have to do more difficult things, and then the value is also increasing. And predictive analytics and then prescriptive analytics is one of the most difficult thing, and the value of this difficult thing is also increased, right? Now the question is, what exactly we want to analyze? We want to talk about what we know that, okay, we want to do descriptive analytics or prescriptive analytics or different kind of analytics, but what exactly we want to analyze? We want to analyze the data, and the data is now become big data, right? It's not a simple data anymore. So the point is, like, people say that, what, we want to analyze big data, but most of the people don't understand what is big data. And what is big data? The big data is the data which is generated by many organizations nowadays, right? So we have some organizations who are actually doing market research, and they download the approximately 300 terabytes of data in a month. In India itself, I'm talking about, right? They generate lots and lots of reports. Nielsen is one of the organizations who's generating lots and lots of data every month, right? And it's very huge, and they need somebody to analyze that data, because what is written in that data, what inferences, what patterns in the data are there, we don't know that pattern. For example, what pattern I wanted to identify, they generate generally TV reports, and they actually are the one who decides what is the rating of every every program which you watch on TV. So once they find out that how many people are logged in or they are watching TV, and out of that how many people are watching a specific program, and on the basis of that they actually judge the TRP. And this is TRP who decides how much one particular program needs to charge for the advertisement, right? So there are n number of organizations who are generating lots and lots of data nowadays. And who is responsible for generating those data? We are the people who are generating data, right? We are posting images, we are posting like videos, we are talking about the URL, we are creating GIFs, we are talking about something, we are creating blogs, and the data is being replicated. We are liking the stuff, we are doing n number of things online, right? And every activity we do online is being recorded, and after being recorded it is being used for analytics, right, to find out the patterns in the data. Okay. So what we want to do is we wanted to talk more on this thing, right? So there are different amount of data which is available. We wanted to analyze all this data, right? Why this big data is important? Because we wanted to analyze this data. Now, what is this big data? Why this hype is coming over here? Why we are talking about this hype right now? Because we wanted to identify the data, and we wanted to make sure that we understand the patterns in that, right? So large and complex data, difficult to process them using the traditional data processing application, is called big data. I guess we have some chats. Let me see what you guys are responding to. Okay. Okay, there is a voice lag, right? You guys are saying there is a voice lag. Is it better now? Guys, just reply audible if you're able to hear me properly. Just reply audible. Okay, thank you so much, guys. You guys been very active. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So let's move forward, right? So large and complex data, which is difficult to process by using the different applications, and we are not able to utilize this different computational softwares we have, right? All right, so we talk about the different data sets, right? We wanted to talk about the different patterns and trends and associations, and we wanted to analyze that data. And if you go by the official definition of the data, it is something like this. Big data is the term for a collection of data sets so large and complex that it becomes difficult to process using on-hand database management, right? Management tools or traditional data processing application. The challenges include capture, curation, storage, search, sharing, transfer, analysis, and visualization. What we want to do is we wanted to use this big data. And why this we are calling this big data? Because we are not able to utilize traditional Guys, is it better? Am I audible, guys? Okay, let me just rejoin the session. Yeah, I'm rejoining the session. And can see the screen as well, right? Thank you so much for the confirmation, guys. Okay. All right. Just to make sure that we are on track, I will just stop my video for a while so that you can hear the voice and video properly. Okay. Just for a while. Okay. Let's see if the connectivity goes better. All right, let's move forward, guys. Okay. Right. So we were talking about the big data, right? And we were talking about the hype around big data, and we were also talking about the different aspects of big data which we were using, right? So we understood that big data is something which is very difficult to deal with. Now the thing is that if you want to analyze big data, you need to store that big data, and the big data is coming in petabytes, right? So when the data is coming in petabytes, it's very difficult to store the data. If we can't store it, we can't analyze it, we can't search something into it, we can't share it, we can't transfer it, and we can't analyze it. So to deal with this kind of situation, we have some tools, right, which are able to do that job for us. Okay. So we can do a lot of things in big data, right? And how do you identify if your data is big? You identify the data is big by the patterns which big data shows you. And what are those 4 patterns which you get to see in big data? The one is volume, right? So the volume of the data is very high. I'm talking about the data which is coming in terabytes, petabytes, and even zettabytes. The velocity of the data is coming in very, like, very high, wherein I would say that Sometimes in like 1 hour you are collecting petabytes of data. Sometimes in 2 hours or in 1 minute you're collecting petabytes of data. So the velocity of the data is very high. The third is called variety of the data, right? Variety of the data is, which means the data can be of many types, right? Data can be, it could be system logs, it could be images, it could be n number of things which are there, right? And also there could be a lot of veracity. So veracity means that there are lots and lots of uncertainty about the data. So sometimes data can come in 1 second 1 GB, sometimes the data can come in 1 hour 1 GB, right? So it's there is always an uncertainty about the big data, and you are not able to deal with that uncertainty because our tools are not meant for that purpose, right? So there are like different factors, right? We talked about those factors. We talk about social media, for example, 16 November 2018. Like we got demonetization, right? Demonetization happened on that particular year. Suddenly at 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m., everybody start tweeting about, right, the demonetization, hashtag demonetization, and then suddenly Twitter was not expecting that much of data. Twitter actually came to know that there is something which is very huge has happened to the country. Everybody is talking about a particular hashtag. So what happens in this case, that even if you are not even looking at the news, you will get some kind of sense that something is big is happening. And you can also measure the impact of that particular hashtag or that particular bag across the society, within the society itself. So this unstructured data, uncertainty of the data, high velocity and high volume of the data is actually coming mostly from social media, from the click stream. Like, so you click on certain places, and that's where your data gets collected, and people analyze the data, and based on that they identify various patterns, right? So we use this big data volume, and how much big this big data is. You have got 14.6 million messages on Facebook Messenger, right? You've got 6,000, like approximately 7 lakhs hours is being watched in 1 minute, right? And Facebook has got 1 million logged in data, right? 18.1 million messages in Snapchat is being sent. 4.5 million videos is being watched on YouTube. So it's a huge amount of data. It's a very, very huge amount of data which is being collected over a period of time, right? And this data is ticking every minute, right? So you've got hours of videos, like thousands of apps, like millions of emails which are being sent, and there is a huge data which is being sent over the internet and being exchanged with many people. And lots of people, right, they are exchanging messages, they are sending videos, and they are sending lots and lots of emails, and a lot more data is being shifted. So this data needs to be analyzed, and based on these data sets, people are able to analyze different kind of services. For example, people are, if somebody is posting that we are some demonetization happened, then the companies which are like giving you the wallet services came into existence, and they started giving you the services through which you can start paying the online thing, right? So they understand that people are in need of some kind of some kind of they need some kind of applications where they want to get rid of the physical transaction of the money, right? So people are actually doing all this analysis, and they are giving you services better. For example, YouTube gives you recommendations based on your preferences. Now, what kind of data is actually generally big data, right? So if you look at this data, right, we have structured data, we have unstructured data, geographical data, real-time data, natural language data, time series data, event data, system logs, link data, network data. These are different kind of data which are available, which are streaming into a very high speed, very, very high speed. If I just wanted to tell you, whatever you click on the mobile phone, wherever you touch, every touch is being recorded, and it is being used for analysis. What is the user pattern? Where would user look? What kind of colors are users are finding it easy to deal with, and so on and so forth. And once you get this kind of data, right, this data is being collected. Now you can see that we have this data over here, the unstructured data, right, over unstructured data, and we have enterprise data, which is As compared to this unstructured data, this enterprise data is very small. We collect all this data, we combine this data with unstructured, we segregate them with structured and unstructured, and on the basis of that, we do analyze the data, right? This is how we do this kind of thing, right? Now, this is how your data will look like. So once your data is coming from all the sources, like the data is coming from all the sources, then you sort that data up, you arrange that data up, and you present that data visually, right? Sometimes this process of sorting and arranging the data is also called as ETL process, extract, transform, load kind of data, right? You also want to call it that kind of data, right? Everybody is following along? Yeah? Can I quickly get confirmation from everyone? You good to go, right, everyone? Okay, thank you so much, guys, for the confirmation. You guys been very awesome. Great. Now, let's coming back to the basic things, right? Now, I'll be giving you some dots, okay? Everyone, I want your full attention. I'll be giving you some dots over here, and then I'll be connecting those dots, right? So, I told you that we do analytics on data, and generally we wanted to do analytics on big data, right? And we wanted to answer the very first question, what happened? Now when we want to answer this question, what happened, right? We wanted to use some tool for that, right? And what is that tool called? Business intelligence, right? This tool is called business intelligence. So what we want to do is to answer the first question, I will take you towards one topic which is called as business intelligence, and we understand what is business intelligence. Okay, so let's understand the official definition of it, right? So business intelligence is nothing but the set of processes, architecture, and technology that convert raw data into meaningful information that derives profitable business actions. It is a suite of software and the services to transform data into actionable intelligence and knowledge. So what happens is that we want to pick up the raw data, we wanted to analyze that data, we wanted to set them into in such a way that we are creating some meaningful pattern. And if you notice, this definition is very much similar to what we have seen in the analytics definition, because it is one of the kind of like analytics only, right? But it's a primary level of analytics. When I say primary level of analytics, we are answering only one question. So what I did is I picked up the data, I stacked them together, and after stacking them together, I want to have a bird eye view of my my whole process. I wanted to see bird eye view of my whole data, right? And when I wanted to see the bird eye view of whole data, I mean to say which all areas are profitable, which all areas are not giving me profit, which all areas need some kind of assistance. So for example, in COVID situation, if I want to give you, like say we have 5,000 cities in India, if I give you 5,000 points, right? This city has this much of COVID case, this city has this much of COVID case, you might not be able to understand. But if I create a pattern on the India's map, and I wanted to give you some kind of inferences on that, right, based on the different dots, you will have clear insight where exactly the impact is higher, where exactly the impact is lower. So basically, we wanted to use some software to do that, right? Now, BI has direct impact on organization. Yes, Mandar. So you're absolutely right. Power BI is one of the BI tool, right? It's one of the BI tool which will help you have the bird eye view of the data. Okay. So BI has direct impact on organization, strategic, tactical, operational, business dimensions. BI supports fact-based decision making using historical data rather than assumptions and gut feeling. So now what people are doing, right? People, when they were doing business like 10 years back or 20 years back, they were doing the business on gut feelings, right? They will say, okay, you know what? I think this is the product which was going to be very much popular, right? However, which is not true, right? Your gut feelings, this is your gut feelings, right? You don't want to run your business on gut feelings. You wanted to have your decision backed up by data intelligence. You wanted to apply data intelligence and then apply your business logic on the top of it in order to get the best decisions for your business. You just don't want to go for decisions. You want to go for informed decisions, right? And what these informed decisions are, they actually are backed up by data. So we wanted to use BI tools, right? And what we wanted to do with those tools, we want to create reports, we want to create summaries, we want to create dashboard, maps, graphs, and charts to provide users with a detailed intelligence about the nature of business, right? So we have, say, I have a bank, right? And say we want to pick up any bank, say ICICI Bank, right? And I wanted to see like which branch are most profitable in terms of revenue generation, right? So I would actually create a chart based on the regions, and on the base of regions or states, I would create graphs and I can show them, right? So Delhi is the most profitable branch, and then followed by Mumbai, and then we have Gujarat somewhere. We were expecting Bangalore to be the highest profitable branches, but it turned out to be Gujarat, and then we go for Punjab, and then Haryana, and so on and so forth, right? You actually can create lots and lots of reports with that, and then you already got to know where exactly you need advertisement. For example, in some of the part of the country, say in Gujarat, we are not doing well as an ICICI Bank, right? So we wanted to hire somebody who's the brand representation, which is the Gujarati face, and we wanted to increase our revenue over there, right? Maybe the reach of my bank is not good. How would I identify the reach of whether my bank is not good? I would do analytics for that. How would my profitability and non-profitability can we find it out? We can do analysis for that. How can I find that we have non-profitable asset in the bank? I can do analysis for that. So for every purpose, right, for everything which requires the business to be implemented, I would do analytics for that purpose, right? Then we want to talk about something. So we understood that how we answer the first question, okay? Right? So we wanted to pick up the data, we wanted to do analytics on it, right? So that I can maximize my profitability. And what we want to do, we wanted to analyze big data. Now, when we want to analyze big data, there are 4 questions in that analytics. The first question is what happened, and that what happened can be answered by business intelligence. Are we clear on that? Can I quickly get a smiley from everyone that we are good till here? Quickly, a smiley from everyone. We're good till here, right? All right. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. Very enthusiastic. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So thank you so much, Jayashri. Thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you, Madar. Great, great, guys. Okay. All right. So let's move forward. Okay. And we talk about artificial intelligence. All right. I know this. You guys have been waiting for this topic for a long, right? You wanted to understand all these things about artificial intelligence, right? So let's understand, right? What is artificial intelligence? And this is one of the most talked about topic of the decade, or I can say century, right? People are just now, they just can't have enough of artificial intelligence, right? Right? Okay, great, sir. That's great. So let's understand what is artificial intelligence, right? Now this artificial intelligence is made up of, right? Like 2 words, artificial and intelligence, right? But what we actually want to do with artificial intelligence, we want to make our computer think. We wanted to automate some activities which like human thinking. We wanted to have decision making process. We want to have machines which are performing functions which require intelligence when performed by people, right? We wanted to have the study of mental faculties, right? And lots and lots of things, right? And then you see the definition of it, right? It says, see, the father of artificial intelligence, John McCarthy, right? He said that science of engineering and making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. Now, guys, it's very lots and lots of definitions are there, and if you go on internet, you will be overwhelmed with the information, right? And just simply say me if you tried understanding artificial intelligence but you couldn't understand it. Just simply say me, right? But you're not able to make sense out of it, right? So anybody, right? Because there is so much of information on internet, you end up getting confused, right? You say like, what is that? What is something? And then all of whatever we understood so far is from movies, right? We watch Iron Man, we watch Terminator, and we watch all this. So all the artificial idea we've got is from movies, right? But movies are not the real thing, aren't they? Right? So they are not giving you the right picture, right? So, right, I'm going to talk about the artificial intelligence in a very layman language, okay? Right, a very layman language, and I would give you the definitions, and we wanted to understand those definitions, and after those definitions we wanted to talk about, right, the actual definition, and we'll get into the depth of this, right? So artificial intelligence is way of making computer and a computer controlled robot or a software think intelligently in a similar manner the intelligent human thinks, okay? AI is accomplished by studying how human brain thinks, right? And how human learn, decide, and work while trying to solve a problem, and then using the outcomes of the study on the basis of developing intelligent software and system. Quite boring definitions of artificial intelligence, right? And if you just look at these definitions, they just talk about making intelligent computers, and that's what we have seen in movies as well. Now I want you to, talk to me, rather I want you to, like, going into the definition of it, right? Everybody can see me, right? Okay, just think, right? What is this artificial intelligence word made up of, right? It is of two words, right? One is artificial and the second one is intelligence, right? Now we all know what is artificial, right? Artificial means something which is man-made, right? What is intelligence over here? Intelligence is where I have ability to think, right? I have ability to act. I have ability to perceive. I'm able to take decision making, right? Very good, Jay, right? This is, we wanted to do some activities which require intelligence. Now the question, debatable question here is, very good, Purva, very good. You're right, right? So the debatable question is, what is intelligence over here? Now the intelligence means, can we call a rabbit intelligent? They are intelligent enough to spend their own livelihood, right? Can we call animal intelligent? They are intelligent enough to have their own livelihood, right? How to eat, how to sleep, where, how to get, like, just think about pigeons, right? They know how to make their homes, right? Nobody has taught them. They are intelligent enough. But do we call them intelligent? We don't call them intelligent. Why we don't call them intelligent? They are intelligent for their own species, right? But we don't call them intelligent. However, if somebody will start behaving or mimicking like human, right, we call them intelligent, right? For example, if a dog will start behaving like human, right? This dog will wake you up and take you to like outside and talk to you and do some gestures which are like human like. You will start calling that's an intelligent dog, right? The question over here is that we wanted to talk about something which is human like. We will call only human intelligent. We do not call anybody else as intelligent thing. So when I say artificial intelligence, we are talking about something which can mimic the human behavior, nothing else. We want something to be just like human behavior, nothing else. We want our machines to take decisions like us, learn like us, behave like us, talk like us, look like us, do actions like us, and perceive the things like us as well, right? This is what we want to do with artificial intelligence. Now coming back to our slide, right? I will just go with the slide option, right? Coming back to our slide. Now, if you just look at the definitions, yeah. So guys, we Khushbu, like, we take our all inspiration from machine, like from the movies which we have seen, right? And I'll come to that point as well. So I'll just talk about that, right? So you've got artificial intelligence is a way of making a computer controlled robot or software think intelligently. In a similar manner, the intelligent human thinks. AI is accomplished by the studying how human brain thinks, right? So if you see the definition over here, how human learn, decide, and work while trying to solve a problem, and then by using the outcomes of the study on the basis of developing intelligent software and systems. Now, when we want to talk about artificial intelligence, we wanted to create like machines which can learn like humans. And how exactly human learns, right? How exactly human learns? Human learns uh, like experience, right? They listen, they actually, they behave in a certain way, they perceive the environment. And if you talk about all these stuff, we wanted to put in the same logic in our machine as well, so that they can also see the environment, and they can also see um, the external environment the way human are also seeing, right? So if you talk about the types of artificial intelligence, there are three types of artificial intelligence. One is called artificial narrow intelligence, the second one is artificial general intelligence, and third one is called artificial super intelligence. Now, what is this artificial narrow intelligence? Narrow intelligence is something where the machines are learning from human. They are capable of doing only one task at a time. For example, if you created a robot which can learn from human, like and suck the dust from the room, it can only suck the dust. It cannot do anything else. You cannot have a multi-purpose robot as of now, right? Till now, right? So basically, I've created one robot which can just talk about, we can just who can just talk to me. Probably it will just talk to me, right? It will do nothing else. It cannot do anything else, right? So that's how this is called artificial narrow intelligence, right? Now we have got the second layer, which is called as artificial general intelligence. Second type of artificial intelligence, which is general intelligence. Now, general intelligence means wherein all the robots which are able to do the task which we are able to do. For example, if I'll ask a robot to have a glass of water, it will just bring a glass of water. And if I ask him to see who's knocking on the door, it will just open up the door and can convey the thought that there is a guy, his name is John, and he's on the door. And if I say, like, could you please make sure that my car is clean, and it just go to my garage and clean up my car and all those kind of stuff. So if you have this kind of the machines which are able to do generic tasks which humans are good at, this is called artificial general intelligence. Now this third level is called artificial super intelligence, where machines are able to do the tasks which humans are not able to do, which humans are not able to perceive, and which humans are not able to respond to. For example, identifying what is there in the black hole, right? Or there are certain tasks like where, like, going into the highest temperature, right? Or going into the extreme situations where the temperature is very low, right? These are the tasks which, and identifying something like finding out a new metal, right? Which humans are not able to do, right? Identifying the patterns in the brain, right? Which is, it's something like which a superhuman could have done, right? Anything which is superhuman, for example, like behaving like Superman, right? Or like levitating the gravitational force, right? Not many things, right? Which humans are not good at, right? So the thing is, we are right now at artificial narrow intelligence. Narrow intelligence means that our robots are able to do only one task at a time. Going forward, like coming 4 or 5 years, we would be able to see some robots who are able to do 2 or 3 tasks, right, at the same time. But it's yet very far. Artificial, we have not even reached on artificial general intelligence, where like one robot can do n number of tasks. This robot is taking our kids to for walk, also cleaning up my car, also making sure that the floor is cleaned, also making sure that the bills are being paid, everything, almost everything, right? So this is something which is being generated by artificial general intelligence. We have not reached to that level yet. Now, artificial super intelligence is something which is a hypothetical concept. Hypothetical concept. So even what you've seen in the movies is actually an artificial general intelligence, where the machines are able to see, like, do the multiple tasks, right? They are able to do the multiple things at the same time. However, if they are inventing something or doing the impossible task, then it becomes super intelligence, which is a hypothetical concept. As far as machine destroying humans, it's a consciousness thing. So till now, humans are not able to define what is consciousness, right? How come a person died after a certain age, or what happened when person died? If we are able to define what is consciousness,
then probably one day we will try to mimic that logic in the machines also. But till now, till the time machines like humans are not defining what is a consciousness, how consciousness works, right? Till the time, I don't think machine will get awareness, right? And why would they get awareness? Because they are not biased. Machines are not biased, right? Humans are biased. So I don't think machines will be a threat anymore. And if we stop taking our ideas from movies, because they always talk about hyperbole, probably we would be in much more better situation to use machines for humanity purposes, right? So I hope you got the answer, right? How many people got the answer and understood the concept? Can I quickly get a smiley from everyone? Yeah. See, everything has a negative impact. Even computers have negative impact, right? Lot of people. Malik, you're right. Yeah, everybody has, everything has a, like, even your father is loving you so much, that is also having negative impact. So that's something which is which is very very debatable question, right? But the thing is, right? The thing is that we should not be afraid of it, right? It is one of the things like future, um, which is which is like inevitable, right? It just happens, right? Right. Correct. Very good question, Aarti. Aarti is asking this question, like, AI is in there in the knowledge stream from 1970s. Why now we are talking so much about it, right? Now the thing is, we have two things now. One thing is, so this question is going to be answered very soon, like in like a couple of minutes. But till now we have two things which are very, very, I would say rather three things. One is data, which is easily accessible. You can collect data like anything. Second, we have processors which can process that data, which very fast, which is very fast. And the third is we have the data storage machines, which are very very dirt cheap. I would say they are dirt cheap nowadays. You can store 1 terabyte of data in just 2,500 rupees. And if you go to Google, probably they will give you like for like 100 or 200 rupees per month or something like that, right? 1 terabyte of data, you can just get it for dirt cheap, right? And if you just talk about 20 years back, the micro SD card of like 128 or 64 MB was costing around 1,000 bucks or like 2,000 bucks, right? So it was right, it was very very like costly back then. 20 years back it was like 1,000 rupees. You can understand the gold rate 20 years back was around 4,000 rupees 10 grams, right? So it was that costly back then. So we will also have a lot of boom in the AI. I'm going to answer all these questions. I'll give you a chance to talk about and ask the questions. Definitely. Let's focus on the part of artificial intelligence, right? So first thing, guys, I told you that we wanted to mimic human brain, right? And if you notice what we have in human, we have eyes, we have ears, we have like skin, we have like speaking capabilities, right? We have brain, right? So what we have over here is, if you see vision over here, right, which I'm pointing out, if you see vision, right, computer vision over here is something which gives you the capabilities of, right, that's the only thing, Sayali. The emotions is something which machines don't have, right? If we do not talk about the Robo movie from Rajnikant, um, we are not talking about hyperbole right now, but yeah. So don't get into that movies thing. They wanted to show you something which you have not seen or imagined so far, and that's why you pay like 200 bucks to buy the ticket. Right? So let's focus on the real things. Okay. So we have computer vision, right? Computer vision is synonymous to human eye. And then we have robotics, right? Which is a hardware version, or I would say a mechatronics kind of version of artificial intelligence, right? We have planning, scheduling, and optimization. So we have machines which can do planning and scheduling and optimization. For example, if I ask you to, create a program which can travel, or you wanted to create a chart through which I can travel the complete India, then probably you will plan the whole journey, you will schedule the whole journey, and you optimize the whole journey and such, right? Now we have expert system. Expert systems are which are able to do the task with the most efficient manner. Then we have speech system, which is very much again synonymous to human speaking capabilities, where you can convert language to the text and text to the language, which is very much like reading, right? Then you have natural language processing. Natural language processing is something which is a human-like capabilities giving to machines so that they can actually do the conversation with human. And on the top of that, we have machine learning, right? Machine learning is nothing but the brain of all these things, right? If you have vision, if you're looking at the things, but you do not have mind, you would not be able to conclude what you are looking at, okay? So if you have, we have multiple other things which needs to be combined with brain so that we can take out sense out of it. Now, I would like to give you some examples, right? And if you just look at this, right? If you pick up machine learning, right? And if you pick up natural language processing, which is more of a like speaking capabilities to the machines, and if we combine hardware together, we get what? If you combine machine learning and natural language processing, you get Cortana, you get Siri, right? And if you also add hardware to it, you will get this Alexa machine, which can actually talk to you and respond to you very much like human. So nowadays, like if you might have noticed that Alexa is also being sarcastic, right? Have you seen that? Being sarcastic comments from Alexa, right? So this machine is also giving you like human-like behavior, right? Now, if you pick up computer vision and you combine machine learning, and if you see the road, right? Machine is able to identify what all people are there, like on the road. So we have car, we have truck, and it can identify object also on the road. So you use computer vision and you combine machine learning together to get a new behavior of the machine, which can perceive the environment, which can see what is there in the environment and can behave accordingly. It can also read a lot of number plates. It can read the number plates. It can actually see and can process RFID, right? And can do multiple stuff, right? With computer vision, we can identify humans as well, human faces as well. We can also identify how many cars are there on the road, how many cars are, is there any accident on the road, whether the cars are flowing normally or there's any jam situation and whatnot. We can do multiple things as well. Now you might have seen this picture, right? This picture is very common, not here, but in some countries, where whatever you pick up from the rack and you put that into your cart, right? If you put that into a cart, probably the value of that product will be added to your cart. And once you go to the counter for paying, you just need not to stay in the queue. You just need to pay whatever is there in the cart, and you can just directly go out, right? And I'm not sure if you've seen this, but Amazon has launched one product center which is called Amazon Go. Have you seen? Somebody has seen that? Amazon Go, right? Guys, you need to make sure that when you are responding to everyone, because I am not able to see your comments if you respond to somebody else, right? So there is a 2 button where you need to select the first option which says everyone in the meeting. Okay. All right. So Amazon Go is using it, right? Yes, correct, Aarti. You are absolutely right. Amazon Go is using it, and Amazon Go is very much successful as well, right? I'm not sure when it is going to launch in India, but it is going to be very soon, I guess, in a couple of years. Like, since we are moving towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, we can definitely have this kind of concept here. And if you combine the last but not the least, like if you pick up machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, you pick up all actuators and sensors, which can actually sense the people around, which can listen to what you are saying, which can see what you are saying, and you end up getting what? A robot, right? A Sophia robot, which can actually talk to you, behave as if a human is behaving in a certain way, right? So you can actually see that Sophia is a robot, it's a social robot which can interact with you, right? Which can answer to your question and can crack jokes as well, right? I hope some people might have seen Sophia in action, right? Some people might have seen this, right? So Sophia is there, right? Which is very much like that. Now we talked about everything, right? Oh, that's great, guys. You've seen it. I'm happy that you guys are aware of what is happening around, and you guys are also very active on the news, technology news specifically. That's great, right? Okay, guys. So only one missing piece I have right now. What is that missing piece? What is machine learning? Because we talked about artificial intelligence, I made you understand what is machine learning all about, and I also made you understand, right, what is artificial intelligence, right? So we understood that for artificial intelligence, if we want to mimic the human behavior, we need to have machine learning for that, right? So what is this machine learning then, right? We are considering machine learning as a brain, or and which is emit like mimicking like a human brain, right? How this machine learning is doing this wonder, right? How this machine learning is able to give intelligence to the different thing, right? Yes, right. So we want to go for the official definition, right? And we wanted to talk about more into the, like, we will be zooming in into machine learning, right? So first thing is, machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence that concern the construction and the study of system that can learn from data. We wanted to give machine learning capabilities to human in order to make it understand and learn very much like the artificial intelligence, very much like human being, and we call this as branch of artificial intelligence. We want to call this as branch of artificial intelligence, where we wanted to make our machine understand the way humans are learning this now. And if you see, there are multiple definitions of artificial intelligence, right? It's programming computers to optimize performance criteria using past experience and blah blah stuff, right? I would I would like to ask you one question, and we have around 60 people. I want everybody to reply to this, okay? How many people heard this, okay? That artificial intelligence and machine learning can predict the future? Yes, no, maybe, right? Right? Only two people, three, right? Okay, some people have heard it, some people have not, right? You've not heard it, okay. All right. Now the thing is, just think, who can predict your future? Only God can predict your future, right? And people are saying that machine learning can predict your future. So is machine learning equal to God? No, machine learning is not equal to God, right? The thing is, machine learning uses probability to predict the future in some of the cases, right? How this probability is, right? So how this probability is used. Say, for example, if I ask Google, right, how much time I'll take to reach airport if I leave right now, Google says you will take 60 minutes to reach airport. Your distance from location A to location B is approximately 30 kilometers, right? And if you leave right now, you will reach in 60 minutes. But what happened over a period of time, when I pass approximately 35 minutes on the road, I see a lot of increase in traffic which is happening. And then Google suddenly starts saying, you know what, you'll take 10 more minutes, 20 more minutes, 30 more minutes. Now the point here is, Google is forecasting your future. It's not predicting your future. Predicting of future means 100% accuracy. If I'll say you will become a pilot, right? Then it is, and you actually become pilot, then it's like predicting the future. However, forecasting is a little different. If I'm leaving right now, right, to airport, there are 90% chances that I'll reach airport in 60 minutes. There are 5% chances that I'll reach airport in 95 minutes. There are 3% more chances that I'll take 2 hours to reach airport. There is 1.1% chances are that my car will get a flat tire and I would not be able to reach on time. there is always a probability, right? Well, that 0.9% probability, 0.9 probability is that I'll reach airport in 60 minutes. Now, you need to understand one logic here. Guys, in 90% or 90 to 95% of the cases, most probable outcome is actually the future. Most probable outcome is actually the future. Do you understand this? I may or may not get a flat tire, right? Tire puncture, right? If somebody says that, you know what, if your blood pressure will keep on getting like all-time high, and then your blood sugar levels are high for 1 month, you will get heart attack in next 30 days, say, if this keeps on happening all the time. So is he predicting my future or forecasting my future? If he is predicting my future, I'll be dead. I'll be getting a heart attack in next 30 days. However, if he's forecasting my future based on the input, however, this guy says, you know what, if things will keep on happening the same way they are happening, 90% chances are that you will get heart attack in next 30 days. You are forecasting. However, if I give you the medicine to decrease the input of blood sugar and blood pressure, there are like 60% chances that you will get heart attack. And if you start doing exercises and all those kind of stuff, then probably there will be a 30% chances that you will get heart attack, and then it will keep on reducing further even if you change the input. So 90% of the chances are that you will get a heart attack. This is, I'm not predicting your future, I'm forecasting. The guy might get the heart attack after 35 days as well. Nobody has seen the future, right? And neither has machine learning, but it can find out the pattern. Like if this is what keep on happening, if things will keep on happening the same way they are happening right now, you will take 60 minutes to reach airport. However, machine learning will not be able to predict that just 2 kilometers on the way towards airport, there is a truck which got punctured and there is a huge jam. It will not be able to predict that, right? It will not be able to predict that. So it will just tell you the forecasting. Are we good till here? Everyone? The most probability. So probability is one of the most important part, right? And just to give you know the fair sense of what is machine learning, we give this statement, right? Machine learning is about predicting the future based on past. So this definition is absolutely correct. Based on past, I'm predicting the future. If my future has something which is not related to past, like for example COVID, nobody predicted COVID, right? But right, because it was not dependent on past. If this could have been dependent on past, we would have predicted that as well, right? So algorithms, we need algorithms or techniques which enable computers to learn from the data, right? And related with many areas such as data mining, statistics, and information theory, right? Correct, absolutely correct, Jayashree. Absolutely correct, right? We want to do the prediction based on past data. If somebody says, you know what, I want to do prediction, but I don't have past data, you simply say, sorry, I can't do that. I'm not God. Only God can do that without even past data, right? God doesn't require past data to predict the future. He can just simply predict the future, right? So machine learning is predicting future based on the past, right? This is what we need to understand. Going forward, we need 3 kind of machine learning. So we have 3 kind of machine learning, and these 3 kinds are heavily dependent on like what machine learning is all about, like how machine learning learns from the data and predict it. One is called supervised learning, right? So based on the patterns in the data, we wanted to cluster the things out. Whenever you hear supervised, unsupervised, you will see that I'm clustering the data, right? Whenever I do clustering. Now, what is this clustering means, right? For example, right, you see that in one packet, right, some rice, somebody has brought rice, right, at your home, and somebody has picked up some beans at your home, and somebody has bought some beans on your home, and there is in the kitchen, right, you see that there are lots and lots of boxes transparent boxes where you have like different kind of pulses, different kind of rices and all those kind of stuff. What do? You basically identify what kind of new packet we have got, and I wanted to cluster that, and I wanted to pour my new packets into the same place where the similar kind of things are being aligned. So it's nothing but the clustering. I always wanted to cluster similar kind of things. Now, if you go about the business prospect of it, bank always wanted to cluster similar kind of customers, because say I have 50 million customers, right? And I have created two groups, right? People who bought home loan and people who do not bought home loan. Now, in people who did not buy home loan, right? I have 1.3 million people, right, who have actually got the home loan. So if the people are similar, right, I can offer other people, right, rest 48.5 million people, I can offer them home loan also, because they have got the similar kind of grouping. So what we want to do is, we wanted to do the similar kind of grouping in the data. We wanted to cluster out the data, right? And based on that data, we can do certain actions, right? We can take our decisions to, increase our business according to that, right? The second kind of learning we have is supervised learning. And what is the supervised learning? It's very much related to the way human learns it. Just think about a kid, right? Who is 1 year old kid, right? And this 1 year old kid is like learning various things. And most of the time, how we learn, we basically learn through example data, right? What is that example data, right? Say I have 1 year old daughter and I wanted to show her, how, take her out and show her like one dog and say, hey kiddo, just look at this. This is dog, right? So what exactly I have done? I have given her some data for her brain, and I have labeled up that information with dog. Now on the 20 days in a row, I keep on showing her different dogs, and I say that, hey kiddo, just look at this. This is dog. On 21st day, if a dog passes by and I ask my daughter, right, what is that animal? Do you think she will be able to reply that it's a dog? Yeah, she'll be able to reply, right? It's a dog, because she is able to find out the pattern in the data, what she has seen, right? And then she will be able to revert. Now, she will not tell me what information she has stored in the brain, but she will tell me the label, what she has got, right? She will tell me the label, right? And I have given that label. I have always given that label to my daughter. Now on 22nd day, right, I have shown her one cat, right? And I ask her daughter, like my daughter, right, what is that animal? Because she hasn't got any other label, she will come back and say it's a dog, because she hasn't got any other label. I would say, hey kiddo, it's not a dog, it's actually a cat. The moment I say that it's not a dog, it's a cat, she will identify the differences between what she has seen earlier and what she is seeing right now. So there is a difference between what she has seen earlier and what she is seeing right now. And whatever the difference she find out, she will label that information up and saying that it's a cat. Make sense? So whenever she will see like dog or cat, she will be able to identify based on the patterns, right? And then it comes the reinforcement learning. Now reinforcement learning is something which is experience related. We give our machine some kind of tactics through which it will perceive the environment, and after perceiving the environment, it stores that information, very much like human do, right? They see the information, they perceive something, and after perceiving that information, they act on it, right? It's majorly being used in robotics kind of processes. Okay. Now, how would you think that machine learns? So machine learns about predicting the data. So it will pick up the training data, and it creates an mathematical assumptions for it. And whenever a future data comes into the picture, it tests that data on that model and predict the outcome. So whenever I'm passing on training data 20 days in a row, I made my daughter understand. Let me just pick up the laser pointer here. 20 days in a row, I keep on giving her training data, right? And I let my daughter create an assumption, right? And that assumption is that what is dog look like? And whenever on 21st day, right, a new dog comes into the picture, I ask my daughter, and my daughter, based on the assumption she has created, predict whether it's a dog or cat, right? So this is something called as machine learning, right? This is how we do it. Now for my daughter, very correct, Jayashree, very correct. So for my daughter, the images are, images are the data. But for machine, everything is number, right? So even if you pass on the images, they will be given as they will be converted that into number, and the number is being given to machines, and machines are able to predict with the help of that, right? Now, what are these real world applications of machine learning? You have similar pins, right? So machines are like your machine learning algorithms are able to identify that these are not these are not dolphins. Basically, this is basically a banana. It's a food item. However, it is pretty I would say confusing, right? If you just see that thing in low light, probably you will mistaken it for a dolphin, right? But machine doesn't, right? Think about machine perspective, right? If you talk about face recognition, which is being very common nowadays, you call it as, this is again a machine learning application where machine throws a lots and lots of points on your face, and based on that it is able to identify your face. Then you have people you may know. The only feature because of which the LinkedIn become so huge, you're able to connect with similar kind of people, right? It's called people you may know, right? Then you have email spam and malware filtering, right? There are millions of emails which are being being received by many people, and yet you see that spam filtering act like very much accurately, right? And if you spam something, like it will directly go to a spam folder over a period of time, right? So it is being done by machines. No human can do that task, right? All right. Sad, I would like to answer this question in the question answer session. Okay, would that be okay? Yeah. All right, guys. I want to talk about another most talked about topic, which is data science, right? And I would like to give you the definition of it, and then we'll talk about more in data science. Now, first thing I want you to notice in this definition is data science is an interdisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insight from the data in various forms, both structured and unstructured, similar to data mining. Now, the first line which says data science is not one field, it's a interdisciplinary field. Interdisciplinary field means that it is not taking one thing from one domain. It is taking multiple things from multiple domain. And why we use those multiple things? We wanted to use methods, processes, and algorithms from different domains so that we can extract knowledge and insight from the data, right? And if you read out the second definition, which is much more accurate, it says data science is nothing but concept of unifying statistics, data analysis, machine learning, and their related methods in order to understand and analyze actual phenomena with the data. Which means that I wanted to unify statistics, data analysis, machine learning, and their related method in order to harness the most important features in the data, right? And where would I get these techniques from? We get the techniques from mathematics, statistics, information science, and computer science. We'll combine all these things together and we call it as data science, right? Now, how this data science looks like? This is how the data science looks like. So it's not one thing, right? You have a combination of machine learning, computer science, visualization, maths, and statistics. So you pick up some part of maths and some part of the things from maths and statistics, right? This is one domain. Second domain is machine learning. You picked up branch of artificial intelligence there. You pick up computer science techniques over there. You pick up graph theory and visualization from different other domains, and you combine that all together with your domain expertise, right? Now, what is that domain expertise? Domain expertise is nothing but the experience which you get while working in a certain domain. For example, say if you're working in telecom or if you're working in a bank, there are some open secrets in the bank which a telecom guy is not aware of. Agree? You agree with me? Every department has their open secrets, right? that this is how it works, right? And you call it as experience. When you learn that experiences or those open tricks, you call themselves as an experience. You call this as an experience. Okay, so you learn it by going into organization. So you can learn machine learning, maths and statistics, visualization, computer science, but domain expertise is something which you get once you get a job, right, in certain thing. However, some of the tactics are like open, and you can grasp those things, right, over a period of time. Like when you get into the telecom domain, there are certain things if you study case studies, and if you learn those inventions which are happening in those domains, you can definitely get some idea about it, but you learn more and more when you get into the job. Okay, all right, so what are the different processes involved in data science? So first thing first, you need to have data understanding. Now once you have data understanding, means that what kind of problem you are solving, right? You have to ask the relevant question. Then you have data mining. You collect the data and scrap the data, and you pick up the important things in it. Then you have data cleaning, where you have inconsistencies in the data which needs to be removed, and you need to handle missing values and outliers of the data. Then you explore the data by visually analyzing the data. You do a lot of feature engineering in that, which is nothing but taking out the meaningful patterns, construct meaningful instances from the data. Then you have predictive model, which will actually predict that from that analysis, from the pattern, and you wanted to predict what will happen. And then you go to the storytelling capabilities. And storytelling capabilities is, which means that you wanted to talk about like what will happen, what I did, and what was the case, and how did I solve it, and what are the possible outcomes in that. So as a process, data science looks like this. Okay. Now a lot of mathematics is involved into it, right? When I say a lot of mathematics is involved, right, basically if I wanted to find out what is the probability of somebody who buys X also buys Y. For example, if somebody is buying iPhone 11, what is the probability that he will buy cover of that mobile phone as well, right? If I know that probably this guy will buy this kind of cover, if I can put that into the recommendation whenever he is buying the mobile phone iPro like 11, probably he will also buy the cover, and I would be able to increase my sales. So it's all about mathematics, right? If you understand mathematics quite well, you will be champ in this domain. So if you are expecting something which is very shallow, probably this is not the domain. If you want to get into this domain, you need to be very good. I would not say very good. You should be ready to dive into the mathematics zone as well. Now you can use face recognition. Now, as I told you earlier, the example I gave you earlier, I'm training example. I'm training my daughter to learn, like to recognize somebody, and after a while, I'm passing on test images to identify whether my daughter understand it pretty well or not. And I can do that for multiple purposes, right? For which means that I can do that for different purposes. I'm trying to find out whether my machine is able to identify the person smiling or crying, or even if somebody has the glasses, or testing images with the scarf, whether my machine is intelligent enough to identify those patterns. Now this classification applications, where I'm classifying some person as a particular person, or identifying dog as dog, has got multiple names. You can call it as pattern recognition, you can call it as face recognition, you can call it as speech recognition, you can call it as temporary dependency, or you can call it as like identifying like medical diagnosis, or even web advertising. It's been used in different analysis applications and different platforms. So now coming back to the original question, why we use analytics, right? How or why did it happen? So what is happening right now? What is likely to happen? How many people are able to solve this mystery, that how we answer the 3 questions? How many people are able to answer this? How we are able to predict what is happening and what will happen and what is likely to happen? Through data science and machine learning, right? So machine learning we pick up from artificial intelligence, and we push that into data analytics, and we call it as data science, right? So we apply effective analytics with data science. So I hope all the dots are connected. Just simply say why. If you yes, why for yes, if you understood, right, what we have gone through. Yep. Just simply say why if you understood it. Okay, it is making sense. I understand that it's making sense to everyone, right? So we use data science, right? And what now you must be wondering, like, why we are doing the basic business intelligence and what is the difference between data science. So if you see, we have left hand side, we have somebody who's business intelligence analyst, and on the right hand side we have data scientist. So business intelligence guy is more of creating reports and trends. It is actually planning the things. It has got the bird eye view version of the whole data. It generate reports, create a lot of SQL commands, and it is more of a retrospective and descriptive kind of analytics. However, the data scientist, on the other hand, deals with patterns, correlation models. It actually talks about exploratory and experimentation. It talks about on-demand analysis. It actually picks up the probability and try to predict the data with that. It is applying the query on the schema, and more of it, it is actually doing all kind of analytics, which is predictive, prescriptive, and preventive. In some time, prescriptive is always preventive, right? So I hope you're making sense of it, right? Now, what are the tools of data science which we wanted to talk about, right? So I just wanted to give you some heads up, like step-by-step approach to get into data science, right? So we have several tools, right? And some of you might have heard about some tools. You might not have heard about other tools as well. Some are being very popular, some are not that popular, right? So we'll talk about analytics, right? So first thing first, right? You need to develop the skills in algebra, statistics, and machine learning, right? And then you start learning. Jayashree, I'm going to talk about all these stuff, so don't worry. I'm just going to give you all that step-by-step approach. Okay? How many people are interested to know all these stuff? Just simply say me. Just simply say me, right? Oh, great. Most of the people. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for your inputs, right? So first thing first, you should become expert, right? Expert level in algebra, statistics, and machine learning. You start learning big data. You love to solve those analysis problem with big data, right? You learn to code with some programming languages, right? You learn how to do data munging, visualization, and reporting, which is BI part, right? Then you start working on real projects, and start working on doing analytics on daily basis, right? And then you seek for solutions everywhere on the web, from your teachers, from your mentors, or somebody who is senior in this domain, or try to search the options like what people have thought about. And then you learn to tell the story. And story means that you learn to tell what have you accomplished so far, and then you compete with your peers, wherein like they must be it could be internship. Basically, you start giving interviews, you start appearing in hackathons, you start appearing in multiple other things as well, right? So this is a step-by-step process. If you talk about the things which you need to learn, right? So we have programming language over here, which you need to learn. You need to have one programming language. You have to have statistics and machine learning, which you need to learn, right? And then we have data visualization. Which means that you need to learn the data visualization from the programming language perspective, right? So there are two ways you can do data visualization. One is programming language perspective, right? Then you will go for big data understanding, how big data works and how to manage that data, how to do analytics on that data. Then you start using some tools, for example, SAS, which are like comprises of all the possible things which can be done in the data. It's more of a like high level tool which you can use. And then you go for databases, right? Which helps you fetch the data from different domains. For example, you can like fetch structured data, unstructured data, or unstructured data, right? You learn all those things, right? And then you learn visualization techniques, which are like some BI tools. For example, you learn like Tableau or ClickView or Power BI or ClickSense. There are n number of tools available out there, but I guess Tableau is one of the highest used tool so far, because it's very easy to use. Then you go for some part of artificial intelligence like deep learning, and you wanted to learn natural language processing, like so that you can interact with machine and you can do multiple other things, right? Sally, I didn't get it. Purva, I'm going to answer this. Okay, so now you want to learn what, right? How do you want to learn this, right? So you would learn programming languages. And what programming languages you wanted to learn? You wanted to learn Python, you wanted to learn R programming or Java. So there are n number of ways you can learn the language, but the most recommended language you wanted to learn is Python. Okay, and Python being used in most of the time in industry, you wanted to learn Python. Okay, if you learn Python, you will have different libraries. Now guys, if you want to learn any other language, you can definitely do that. But the most of the tasks which you do in like 200 lines of code in Python, you can do that in 1 line. It's that efficient. Okay, so it's your choice. Sally, I'll just talk about that. I'm going to answer that question. It's just allow me 5 minutes. Okay. Let me just give you the step-by-step procedure, and then I will answer all these questions. Okay. Thank you so much. Right. So in Python, there are several libraries like pandas, numpy, scikit-learn. Right. Then you have some other libraries which you use for visualization purposes. Right. Then you have Tableau for visualization. You can use Python for visualization. You have Hadoop and Ubuntu and Spark, which is for big data tools. Then you have SAS tool, like which is being used for almost all kind of analytics. You have SAS Miner, you have SAS Enterprise and SAS Basic. You have different databases, which is Cassandra, Neo4j. So Cassandra is NoSQL database. You might have heard about MySQL. You might have heard about different other RDBMSs. You have Neo4j, which is graph database. Then you have MongoDB, CouchDB, and HBase, which are again NoSQL databases, which are being used for different purposes. And then you want to learn one very like simple operating system, which is Ubuntu, right? And you want to learn some libraries of artificial intelligence, which is NLP, NLTK, TensorFlow. You wanted to learn about Keras and all those kind of stuff. Now the thing is, right? The thing is that you must be wondering like how much to learn, like how much, I have to put in lots and lots of effort to, get into all this stuff. Now, to be honest, you don't need to be expert on everything, right? So I'm not saying that the things are not required, but there are certain things which are good to know, right? Something which are absolute essential is this one, right? So if I just mark this with the pen, probably it would be easier for you. If you use this is absolute essential, right? Absolute essential, right? You can learn SAS tool up to basic knowledge or a little bit intermediate knowledge. You can learn all these things with intermediate knowledge, right? But these are the absolute basic things. This will lay down the foundation for all these things which you're seeing over here, right? So this is the basic of all these things. So you have like A category, which is absolute essential, right? And then you have B category, which is like okay to know or good to know information. Okay, I hope it is making sense to everyone, right? What we're talking about. So we have come up to an end of the session where we are going to like understand we'll take up your questions, and I'm going to talk about, I'm going to answer these questions. And if I missed out somebody's question, probably you can, let me know, and I would love to answer your questions as well, right? So Priya would be helping me out in picking up the questions, and I'll be picking up some question and would like to answer them.
Yeah, first, a few questions must not be there on the screen, so I will be reading it for you.
Yeah.
So, how can we ensure security as a user of FB, Facebook?
See, that security of okay, so Facebook security is something different, not related to this topic. So once you sign the end user license agreement, however, this is not related to this topic, but I would like to answer this. Once you signed up end user license agreement, where you say, yes, I agree, you actually agree to give all your data to Facebook, right? And they can use it for commercial purposes as well. So it's your choice if you want to give all those data or you wanted to back out. It's up to you. So they take your permissions. and these permissions are electronic permissions. So we'll stick to data science question, guys. Okay.
What is the role of machine learning in business analytics?
Okay. So whenever we pick up any business problems, right? And whenever we wanted to pick up any business problem, we wanted to always predict what is my business so far, and how is my business so far, and what is the future use of for my what is the feature use of my business, right? So we wanted to use machine learning over there to predict what will be the possible outcome. And once you predict that what will be the possible outcome, it would be easier for you to take the several steps in your business that you can enhance the outcome. So use machine learning over there. I lost your. Are you there? Okay, so I'll take up this question. Sir, can you please make us understand data analytics, data science, artificial intelligence in one picture? Also in business intelligence, descriptive and AI, what kind of analytics? Okay, so I don't know your name is, which your name is showing as 71DA 81C9, something like that. But I just wanted to give you this, right? Data analytics is the basic step, right? And data science, so data science comes under data analytics, where we have 3 steps where we answer 4 questions. The whole section was about that only. We answer in data analytics 4 questions: what has happened, what is happening right now, what will happen, and what is going to happen. We use data science to uncover the pattern, right? And future patterns are predicted by data science. The basic patterns are predicted by business intelligence. And why this artificial intelligence comes into the picture? Because data science uses one portion of artificial intelligence, which is machine learning, right? So it uses that in machine learning. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Can you, yeah, you want to take up the questions?
Yeah, AI is there as a knowledge stream from 1970. Why
Yeah.
are we talking about it so much nowadays? That one of the participants, I think, have asked.
Yeah, I have answered this question in the session.
Okay. And what about job pattern after a rapid boom in AI?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Hello, am I? What about job pattern after a rapid boom in AI? What will be the job roles available?
So there are several job roles, right? Several job roles, as in you have business intelligence domain, where you can take up the job. You have business analyst, right? As a job, you can pick up business analyst. Then you have um, you have data scientist job available, right? Then you have big data analyst job. Then you have machine learning engineer job. Then you also have computer vision expert and natural language processing expert. There are n number of jobs which are available out there. Right? You can just master one domain, and you can go about. So Jayashree is asking, data science field is very vast. How to start and what are the resources? Jayashree, there are 2 ways, right? One way is that you can explore all these knowledge by your own and reinvent the whole wheel, or you can probably join some program which is giving you the complete, understanding of the whole thing, right? So there you will learn guided learning. Guided learning means that whatever is required is being taught in the class, and you are like accepting that as a knowledge and going forward in your domain without wasting time in searching here and there. So I would say this is more of a guided learning. If you go for that, it will be great, right? So now, yeah, do you want me to take up the questions from the chat which people are asking?
Yeah, there are some students. Yeah, there are some students from accounts and finance, and they are asking about, are they compatible? Will be compatible to this type of programs?
Yeah, why not? You are compatible.
Hello.
See, as long as you are you are ready to learn mathematics, and you are ready to learn the programming language, and you have analytical bent of mind, you are definitely compatible with it, right? It's not like that. However, I feel that the most compatible people who are supposed to join this program are the commerce people, right? Because they're learning economics and econometrics ever since, right? So I guess these are the people who should definitely join the program, right? So commerce people, I guess they got the flair of knowledge.
Now, no question.
I have one question from Ruchi.
Can you comment on this postgraduate certificate program in business analytics?
I guess,
Hello?
yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, am I?
Yes, you are.
Hello? Yeah. Will you please comment on a postgraduate certificate program offered in business analytics offered by Skillville based on the session which you have delivered? How it will be helpful for the student's career?
So yeah, basically, whatever skills I have talked about, right, whatever knowledge I have given to people, I guess this program is perfect for all these people who want to get a postgraduate certificate in this domain. Because why it is most profitable because it has a structured knowledge, right? And structured knowledge means that wherein you will learn the step by step things, right? And you will have a guided learning, right? And then the market is nowadays, because of COVID thing, like by the time people are done with the postgraduate program and everything, market will be up and working again, and those people who are ready will get benefited out of it. So I guess it's a step by step approach to to move the things further. So that's something which I can say, right? And I guess most of the people will agree with that fact.
Yeah, even there are some people who are saying that they are not that much efficient in the programming languages. So, whether it will be easy for them to enter into this world.
Yeah, so I guess you can try it out, right? So before you join any program for that matter, I would say just try out and learn how Python works for data science. Okay. Now I'm not saying you don't need to even spend the money right over there. Just go to YouTube, just search for some Python tutorial and see how they work, right? And before you make any decisions, right? Before somebody tells you whether you are perfect or not, try it out yourself. Try installing Python on your system. Try doing some practical work. Try see whether you are comfortable with it. And I'm sure 95% of the people who will write the code by your own in Python, in first 2 hours of learning the Python, they are able to succeed, because it's damn easy. It's very, very easy, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything remaining from your side, sir?
No, I think I'm good to go. I just wanted to see like there are a couple of questions like is programming language must for AI and big data? So I don't have any programming background. Samir, to be honest, I tell you what. So 10 years back, I was a complete technical guy. I was in Cisco techniques. If you know the CCIE or CCNA or CCNP guy, I've been into telecom domain, and I would never learned programming by my own. And over a period of time, I acquired this, right? When I got into this. So now the question is whether it is must. I would say unless you want to get into the sales of artificial intelligence or machine learning product, you definitely wanted to learn Python for AI and big data, because this is how you will make your computers or machine understand what you what you want exactly your machine to do, right? So basically Python is the language for like to make your machine understand, right? What is the scope of AI in web development, Priyanka? I guess this would be the last question which I wanted to take, Priya.
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
So in web development, right? You like so nowadays people are using this as a backend thing, right? Backend thing as in like a lot of things which are on the web. People know where you're going to click, right? So they create the logic in artificial intelligence where exactly this person is going to look at, and where the whole profit lies. So the advertisement which you see on the website, or the advertise, like the placement of advertisement, or if you see something, some bonus courses or some bonus offers which you see on the web, they are placed in certain way, in a certain way. They by identifying where exactly will user, like exactly will click or focus on, and on the basis of that they will create a backend logic that can be connected with the front end. So in web development, a lot of things are being implemented in artificial intelligence. Probably you may want to look at it. Sir, there are so many courses in HR analytics, finance analytics, business analytics. How do we select a course? Okay, very good question. You don't need to get into this specific course, financial analytics or business analytics. You learn analytics. You can get into any domain. You can get into any domain, right? Okay. So Priya, I want to give you some opportunity to talk about this Skillville program. Maybe you want to elaborate a little bit more on Skillville program, which is available, so that student can get an idea about it. A lot of questions are coming out that how we can join this certain program. So maybe you want to elaborate a bit more on that.
Yeah, Skillville offers 1-year postgraduate certificate program in business analytics. So whichever theory you have covered in this session. So we starts from like data management systems, and we aims with machine learning. Means whichever stages you have covered into your this session, our program itself flows through all these stages. The duration of the program is 1 year. So and even what we can say, I have explained this program earlier itself in very starting talk of mine. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can listen to it. Like I was just wondering whether people are there and they are able to get their answer.
So that's all from your side, sir?
That's all from my side. They're asking like
okay.
Part-time course available.
So they can contact us later in case of any information related to courses and program.
All right, guys. So you will get an email from Skillville, and you will get all the information about the postgraduate program. And you can ask your queries with Skillville representative. They will be in touch with you, and they will be able to solve your all queries. I hope I was able to solve your queries, and I was able to help you out in creating some knowledge about and awareness about artificial intelligence and machine learning. I hope you enjoyed the session as well. And with quickly a smiley, please, from everyone, so that I can understand that you like the session, and I was able to help you out and increase your technical capabilities. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the session. I'll take leave of you now. Probably we'll connect again. Thank you so much.
So wait for a while. Sir, wait for a while.
Yeah.
Hello, you're there? Yeah. See, dear participants, business is all about strategies. But have you strategized your life? This virus, this COVID coronavirus has given us a time to strategize it. Destiny of your life is there in your hand. Every individual is a part of society. Upgradation of every individual in any aspects contribute to societal growth. Mr. Sudhanshu, your experience and guidance will definitely help our participants to make correct decisions faster for their lives. Thank you, Mr. Sudhanshu. Thank you so much for your valuable guidance. Before concluding this session, I would like to thank Mr. Rajesh Pillai, who is CEO of Skillville, and Mr. Vivek Saxena, who is vertical head, for their continuous support and guidance. I would also like to thank all my colleagues to maintain the balanced coordination in remote mode. I'm saying that I declare that this meeting is over. I conclude the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sudhanshu. As said by Mr. Andrik Dan,